Suddenly Fluttershy by Neham, Chapter 1. A Restless Night. Life can be pretty monotonous. Shifts at work get complicated. Days end and new ones begin, and events from a previous day repeat themselves without any acknowledgement of the fact that for the past few years, those events are only things that have been happening. This is what your life is like. However, that's not really a bad thing. You know what to expect, which is always nice. Fun things still happen, and life has yet to lose its luster for you like it has for other members of the population. But enough reflection on your self-imposed life of uneventfulness. There are many unexplored pages of the internet that have yet to be taken in by your tired eyes. Yes, though your day was average, you can't seem to keep your eyes open while you sit at a computer and partake in your nightly ritual of internet browsing. The current site that you are looking at is one that some people wouldn't normally go near for a long list of reasons. Even less people that regularly visit this website would visit the section of it that you do for even more reasons. The website in question, a group of image boards, each one dedicated to a certain topic. The one that you are currently on is dedicated to a cartoon about colorful talking horses learning about friendship. Yup, that so. My Little Pony. As emasculating as it felt at first, the show is a nice way to pass the time. As in participating in the faculty of this sport, though your brain begs you to curl up in your bed right now. You want to at least check out a little bit of what's going on here before you do. Yawning, you begin, lazily scrolling through the vast array of threads. There isn't much new content tonight. All there is the usual shit posting, complaints that the show is bad now, and threads that have been posted at least 50 times before. One, however, sticks out to you. It has no style. It has no grace. Actually, it looks kind of shitty now that you think about it. You decide to investigate it anyway, torturing yourself by staying awake longer than you really want to is one of the defining aspects of your character. After clicking on the thread, you begin to read what the opening post says. The premise is quite simple. You are given two options. The first says that you get sent to Equestria, but if you violate a certain rule, you'll be immediately sent back to Earth. The rule in question: no sex. It doesn't exist, and you can't convince anyone to do anything sexual with you. The second option is quite the opposite. You stay on your world. Your favorite pony comes to you and warms up to you very fast. Nobody but you can know of their existence, or else they disappear, never to be seen again. Eventually, they fall in love with you. Neither of these seems to be too appealing. You start to ponder the two choices given by the anonymous person. They never said you could choose not to choose, but what if you were forced to decide between those two options with no way out? Well, you've built up quite a nice rifle, and if you were to have to start over again in a new world, that would be quite a pain in the ass. So, Equestria is a land of opportunity, but I do already have friends, family, and wards of Iman from a job. Okay, maybe not roads, but they're living nicely and they like it. So you would either get torn away from everything you've worked for and only have your hand as a way of release for the rest of your life, or you'll have a new roommate that couldn't buy their own food. There'll also be an Aaron that would have some pretty awkward feelings towards you later on too. Well, if you wanted to get rid of them, you could just show them to someone. Where would they disappear to though? The post didn't specify. It said, never to be seen again. Didn't mean seen by you, or any living thing ever. You're too tired for this. Each option actually has an easy way out, if you think about it. What's the fun in that though? Taking the plunge, you type up your prey. Option 2. All your bitches that souls option run all fucking betas that don't even need to use your cocks, even if you were allowed to. Okay, so maybe you don't really feel that way, but hey, it's fun to shitpost while almost completely unconscious. That in rational thinking while you're this tired isn't your strong suit. You turn off your monitor, walk to your bed, and flop down on it for the night, with the satisfaction of knowing that you'll be getting a bit more sleep than usual. You quickly drift off into darkness. It's one of the more restful rests you've had as of late, really. Unfortunately for you, your sleep is cut short by the sudden sound of what sounds like satin grass from the next room over. Your eyes shoot open, sleep still crowding your mind as the dark clouds of sleep begin to clear. Realization strikes. You live alone. There's no one else in the house that could make that noise. Oh, shit, 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 shit. You knew this day would come. You knew, and yet you still aren't prepared. Quickly you slide out of bed, avoiding roughly stomping onto the floor like you usually do. First things first, a decent weapon. You dig through your nightstand drawer until you find what you're looking for. It's weak, but Grandpa's old revolver should do the trick. Now if you could find the ammo for the damn thing. Looking at your open bedroom door, your heart starts beating even faster as you realize there isn't much time. You just have to hope they'll run away when they see you have a gun. You grab a flashlight and quietly sneak your way out, attempting to replicate the stealth tactics you see on TV and video games. All seems to be going well until you reach the room where the noise came from, your living room. The sight of the room distracts you from trying to find the possible intruder, or rather, the sight of the room's wall. Once a large glass window resided in the center of the western wall. Now, even in the dark, you can see there is only a square hole and some menacing-looking pieces of sharp glass protruding from the sides. Below it, at the foot of the window, surrounded by more broken glass, sits a square object. You quickly shine a light on it and see that it is a crate. Not just some small delivery box, a goddamned wooden shipping crate. Whatever they put in it must be heavy to break the window like this. This is all it takes to distract you and make you trip over your feet onto your front side, right into the fucking glass shards. Dear God, Your arms feel like they're on fucking fire. At yours, they've taken the brunt of the damage, not the torso. Careful as to not agitate your now injuries, you climb to your feet, gun in hand. A cold breeze blows through the now broken window, reminding you what a pain it's going to be to get it replaced. Speaking of entry points, you have to get your priorities in order and check the rest of the house. Cursing yourself for your stupidity, you check your flank. They could have easily snuck up on you at this point. For the next 20 or so minutes, you scout out your property, checking every place that someone could hide. No matter where you check, you don't see anything suspicious. Returning to the site of a supposed break-in, you stare again at the crate. Well, before you call the cops, you might as well check what's inside. Maybe someone just wanted to hide the body and pin it on you, in which case you probably shouldn't be handling the evidence. You should be wearing gloves if you're gonna do something like this. You've just been thinking about how satisfied you are with your life. No need to toss it away just because your curiosity got the best of you. You'll just with that train of thought to the people in the world who are actually smart and are not currently still partially asleep and hopped up on adrenaline at the same time. Throwing caution to the wind, you fling open the lid of a crate, which does so conveniently rounded cover side up, and was apparently never sealed. The side inside the crate is enough to make you throw the lid back down. Now that isn't something you weren't expecting. No, there wasn't a cut up mess of body parts in it. The contents aren't even human and surprisingly not mentally scarring. Slowly opening the lid once more, you take in the sight of what lies in the box. Using your flashlight, you can easily make out its appearance. 4 legs, pale yellow fur, butterflies on the ass, a tail made of light pink air, and a long mane to match. It's a pony that you know from a certain TV show. You let the reality of a situation sink in. No, you aren't dreaming. The glass digging into your arms is still raising enough hell in your pain receptors to let you know that. You are currently face to face with Fluttershy. She looks just like she does in the cartoon. Exactly like the cartoon. Outline, hardly any text. Everything that breaks the law of reality. You start looking around in the cold night air, hoping that the universe isn't starting to crumble apart. Well, you aren't flying up towards your ceiling, and there's no bright light emerging from the cracks in the fabric of reality. So you suppose that everything is holding together for right now. Steering yourself, you look back over to examine the Pegasus once more. Her eyes are closed. Is she dead? It's hard to hear if she's breathing or not. Well, only one way to find out. Slowly you extend your hand, somewhat nervous about actually touching the pony. You immediately feel warmth when your hand finally makes contact with her side. Before long, you also feel the sensation of her chest rising and falling with her breathing. Good sign. You won't have to bury any bodies tomorrow. Then, another cold breeze reminds you that you are completely exposed to the outside weather. Seriously, spring is almost here. Why does it still look and feel like winter? Whatever, you've got a box to lug back to him, so you may not exactly be pleased with the whole turn event, but you aren't going to just leave a living thing out to be exposed to the element. Okay, so you don't take in every homeless person you pass on the street, but that's different. Crouching down, you slide your hat under the crate, careful not to touch any grass that may lie beneath it. It isn't all that difficult to lift up, and before too long, you arrive back in your room. Despite checking the house and obvious signs hinting that this wasn't any ordinary break-in, you can't help but feel nervous. Questions run through your mind, the most obvious being how and why. You watch a TV show, and somehow one of the main characters appears in the same place as you. This was either one hell of a coincidence, or you entered and won the whole fucker lottery without knowing. Wait, didn't you post on that thread that started almost just like this? Oh well, that's going to be something to investigate in the morning. In the meantime, you notice the unconscious equine next to you begin to quiver. Without thinking, you extend your arm towards unconscious Pegasus and start rubbing her back. Within seconds, the shaking subsides. You find yourself letting out a small circle at the side. For what feels like the first time today, you speak. This is going to be an interesting day. Author's note. So I've decided to do this. Maybe I'll actually be able to finish it.